what's up, guys? Study here with your play breakdown presented by TCL. All right, guys, we're going to have Accelerate versus 100 Thieves here going into a round 5. Accelerate decides a 4-man hit B and have a guy sit top middle so they can have the full bomb control site. At the same time, on the 100 Thieves side, we have Octane, who's just going to be playing this island player on the B bomb site. Something I used to do back in the day was just gain information, proudly get a kill and stay alive. Let's pause it here. He realizes that the entire Accelerate team are just going to be able to push out their pipes, and Octane is the only one on this side to gain all this information. At the same time that this is happening, the entire 100 Thieves roster is just going to be hitting this late flank through this A site. Going to catch this one player eventually, and Octane is just going to be able to play his life this entire time. Robbie B, just keep in mind, he's also really close to streaks, about to get a war machine. Octane was able to reposition himself, okay? Let's rewind that back a little bit. He was able to reposition himself, gain all the information that he had, take the guy off bomb, gave enough time for his teammates to flank BZ and take their complete base control as well. And he realizes that this is going to be only the remaining players on Accelerate are going to be on the B bomb site. Octane's able to pick up Robbie B off bomb, takes him off streaks, okay? Let the play break down. Enable's able to catch one. Once you realize that Octane was able to back up, Kenny obviously comes to help on his side. Accelerate really don't have a play here because they lost their flank play. Let's pause it right here. Keep in mind that they don't have a play for the simple fact that all the team, when their flank player who was sitting bottom mid died due to the fact that Octane was able to gain all this information on the B bomb site. He was able to reposition himself back up, and now basically the Accelerate players are just trapped in on the pipes area. Now let's let the play out and just realize what happens. Octane is just able to throw shoulders here and just play his life completely. Like I said, Kenny's going to be in the back just helping him. And Octane's able to close out this round. A beautiful play out of Octane. Won a wonderful round out of 100 Thieves. And that was your play breakdown presented by TCL, America's fastest growing TV brand.
Welcome back to the CWL Pro League. We just have 2 matches remaining. And that does it really for our first leg, Joe. Then all the focus.
Where did time go?
CWL Fort Worth. Yeah, it's been a crazy month, but this week's been insane. I mean, it's been a redemption story for certain teams. The wheels kind of falling off for others as well. But coming into this one, we have 2 teams that have been pretty hot, right? You have 2 wins in a row for Enigma6, 3 in a row for 100 Thieves. 2 of the hotter teams right now in the division. It'll be exciting to see what they're going to pull off.
These are absolutely the two hottest teams right now, right? Maybe you add Envy to the list after their win today. But for Enigma6, this is another opportunity to just show that we could contend for top 4 in the division. Obviously, 100 Thieves, everything is looking up. But this is a team in E6. They don't have many weaknesses. Maybe you can look at that search to destroy. That's what we were talking about on the desk. When you look at respawns, they are just solid across the board.
What stood out to us when we last casted them is like Cade really had one of those series where he was putting up great stats. It was a big difference for the squad. And Kismet, what was the Kismet form we expected him to be? He was an absolute monster. And I think against the talent that's across the board on 100 Thieves, you're going to need that. You're going to need more than maybe you expect out of Cade, and you're going to need every bit of Kismet.
The guy we were just talking about, able to find a kill on the Priesta, but 100 Thieves, they're just eating up the time on that middle hill. Octane had such a great series yesterday, and his stats overall, he's just been, well, in the form that we expect him, able to find a couple of kills, and this is great time for 100 Thieves, and they're controlling the side of the map that they want towards this Lambo side. You see all those blue arrows. I mean, Enigma6 is basically going to give this up. So there's going to be 40 seconds off the start for 100 Thieves, plus a great flank by Enable. Not able to connect with Eddie, but at least it gets all that information in. Priesta able to find 2. Octane has his help, and, well, that was perfect.
Yeah, there's your setup. You had a presence towards the back and rock, so it's going to be kind of a deep well spawn for Enigma6 as they'll try to fight in the back and rotate several in through middle for a pinch. But Slasher already getting close to streaks. I mean, he started out 5-0. Slasher getting back in form. ICR in hand right now. And we know what this guy is capable of, but I don't know that we've really seen Slasher at his best yet this year.
Well, I think one of the key things has been which sort of role is he going to play on 100 Thieves, right? Just trying to figure things out with Octane between ICR and Maddox, and then since then, I just think a lot of his focus right now is getting his team the best they can be, and that's what you want as a leader. And there's times where, yes, you have to focus on yourself, but for Slasher, it's not only is he worrying about how he's playing, but he's trying to get everybody on the same page, right? Trying to get it all figured out. As soon as I think they're comfortable, you're really going to see Slasher take off.
Absolutely. And they're taking off so far in this game one. They do a solid hold at garage, and they're going to win the rotation over to fences, only really giving up, what, the final 15 to 20 seconds of scrap time at old. So now they'll be set up, a pinch coming in. It's going to be number 3, Diabolic, trying to hit through well. He's able to win a gunfight. They win one towards Shed, and that gives them an opening for a moment. It'll be Kismet inside, 225 off streaks, and that's an early and quick break from Enigma6.
Yeah, this has kept them in the game so far. 100 Thieves wins that hill and holds that setup. Plus Kismet, 125 now away from streets. He's on a 6 spree to end garage towards this fences hill. Octane top porch just trying to stay alive. He's going to get taken down. And a great rebound by Enigma6.
They're getting back into it. Talked about a couple of players getting close to streaks. General going to be the next guy up as he's 175 off, getting wall banged and trying to stay up. He only has 2 HP, needs to get the heal in, swaps to the SOG. Nice shots at range, but nobody there to trade out the kill, so he won't get the streaks. He's been knocked, what, to 2 HP, now 10 HP, just somehow playing his life, and now the reinforcements are off spawn. So on this big rotation, can they get another break, and can they get the streaks for General at the same time?
And it's one of these situations, right, where you play too long for streaks and it's going to end up giving 100 Thieves 30 to 40 seconds. He has to try to do something quick. He's going to try to go on a pinch. Kenny, though, very aware of this, and a great job by Kenny stepping up that pinch. We were just talking about that on the desk, how it just seems like Kenny's positioning and his mini-map awareness right now to really just be that gap filler, to realize the situations, oh, we have to rotate. Kenny has stepped up and has done that quite a bit.
So have you been really impressed with him over this past week?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people, you know, we talked about untraded shots. There was a lot of pressure on him and how 100 Thieves would perform because, well, they kept him. They didn't keep Pharaoh, and he's been playing well.
You know, it takes the pressure off getting W's.
Yeah.
They have been doing that now, going for 4 in a row. What a turn of the tides it'd be for 100 Thieves, but still a ways to go in this map one, but a big advantage right now, up 60 plus. We'll now get into our second set of rotations. First into the hard point will be Enigma6. It's Enable trying to patrol this top lane with the SOG, catches Diabolic, gets the player out of the hard point as well. We'll get pushed, though, from Secret Steps.
Well, 100 Thieves with that 50-point lead, getting it back on the hill. And Enable having a solid game. I saw some stats just from yesterday. Enable didn't play that well in the respawns, but still, when you beat Heretics, who was undefeated, going into that match,
who cares about the stats?
Doesn't matter.
If you're getting the win, the stats don't matter nearly as much when they're negative. And that's another great, what was it, like 40 to 6 or something the first time through on the first hard point. Now
another 30.
100 Thieves do a great job there, and it was really the rotation to second that allowed to open up a big lead early in this game. This time they have Frosty from E6 in the back, but 2 try to funnel through that connector doorway, and Priesta pops him with a grab slam. Now a chance for 100 Thieves to pop. They have a 3-on-2 near the hard point, make it a 3-on-1 now. As Frosty was the last man up, 100 Thieves get right back in with 50 seconds remaining and a good chance to extend this lead. They have a presence at back statue. They just won a 1-on-1 in Kenny towards Rock. So this is everything you want. Look how deep out that well spot is. It's exactly what they got the first time through. This is perfect scenario for 100 Thieves, the exact setup you want and the exact spawn control you need.
And typically we'll see a lot of specialists while as Kismet's getting closer invested here. But as you said, the spawns have been so far away for E6, no one's been able to even do anything. And Kismet, he sees all his teammates die around him. So he doesn't just want to use the grab slam, waste it, and then rotate to the next hill. So that was kind of a heads-up play. I feel like we'll see a lot of grab slam players just sort of slide in there, hit the buttons. Kismet was waiting to see maybe if his teammates want a gunfight or two.
And it may not look like that big of a difference, but between spawning Rock or just sort of, you know, at the backside of lobby, that extra 5 seconds or so to run, it just increases that stagger time. If you find a couple of kills, makes it more and more difficult to flood, to get full-on 5-man pushes. But now if an E6 is going to get back into this game, they need to get it done here. And they're going up against what some may call the best hardpoint team, at least over these past 2 weeks. I think 100 Thieves is sitting at 7-2 or right in that ballpark in this mode. Certainly wasn't their best mode if you look back to maybe the Pro League qualifier or Vegas, but they've showed up in a big way here.
And this is where we saw they had some success on that first rotation. Diabolic, well, that player has flat jacket, so he's not going to find anything. Maybe just slows down the push. Kismet with a big one-on-one win inside that connector. So E6 doing a pretty solid job, but Enable, Priesta all going to find some kills. Kismet still has grab slam. Is he going to use it? Once again, just sort of backs away, trying to find I guess, the perfect timing. with the kills of his teammates, but for now, just going to contest. Maybe he'll hold on to it as they rotate to that rock kill. But you can see 100 Thieves are up so much. These last 10 seconds, they're just going to fight for the scrap time.
And they'll get that. Now just 31 points away from victory. Enigma6, though, set up and rock. The grab slam is up, and that's it. I mean, that's really all you have to use. And now it's Tip is out. Can he catch Kismet? The shot will connect. 3 kills in the kill feed. Make it 4 for Thieves. They get in, and this more than likely is it. You now have a lightning strike on Priesta as well. He's going to call that in immediately. Funnel Enigma6 to mid-map, and by funneling them there and making a longer rotation, it's just more time on the board for 100 Thieves.
Well, one player does it in for me, 6. That's going to be Diabolic. Kismet still has Grab Slam. He's still just trying to find any time he can to use that. Hellstorm now called in by Priest. At least just get them off the hill and find a kill. So that's 3 down for E6. So Kenny now working this low water lane. Able to find a kill on the general. But that'll start the trade process as here comes the rest of the team. And, well, they find all 3. Frosty, the last one left. And 100 Thieves with these 5 seconds just going to be 10 away from closing out game 1.
Priesta, another grab slam, and yeah, what's tough is even if you want to mount this comeback for E6, you're now heading into the 2 hard points where you've likely been smoked the hardest through first and second. 100 Thieves hasn't been able to get control yet, trying to get set up top lanes before they make a play onto the objective.
I know we talk a lot about Hook and sort of the all-star performance he's played, but Priesta's numbers, especially in respawns, have just been ridiculous. Like, the guy's 26 and 17 right now.
Well, I think if anyone
in a tough role.
And if anyone was worried about his transition into this team, it didn't take long. I mean, I know some struggles last week, but they've kicked it into another gear and they've done it quickly.
He's got 101 seconds. Like, he's playing perfect, but while we're talking about that, E6 has brought it back quite a bit, finally getting some time early on. But again, it's just they need 3 more seconds. Diabolic trying to slide on in. 100 Thieves going to take map 1.
Another hardpoint victory on the board for 100 Thieves, and they get it done comfortably. Bit of a late surge from Enigma6, but not close enough to make it interesting. They controlled the tempo from the get-go. Really just domination in the first hardpoint. They got the rotation to garage and had a big lead early. There just wasn't, I guess I feel like a lot of bright spots for Enigma6. Maybe one of the fences holds, but outside of that, I feel like 100 Thieves had the early rotation. Yeah, when they needed to get an opening break, they did it very quickly. That was a tough map for them.
There was the only chance was from fences to Rock Hill, General, and Kismet. Very close to earning streaks, but 100 Thieves shut that down. So a great job by them. But we're going to take a look at the last minute or so of the map we just watched. And again, you know, you go from this rock to the first one. This is where 100 Thieves have dominated.
I mean, it had to have been somewhere in the neighborhood of like 80 to 10 through the first couple of.
I was going to say, it probably brought it back a little bit because they get
100%.
about 30 seconds here.
Absolutely. I mean, just this final push from Enigma6 made the scoreline a lot closer than it really felt like. Maybe something positive to think about, at least heading into map 2. Like, hey, you know, we start to play our game, we start to heat up. But just too late in the map to get it going. I feel like we've seen that so many times just this week where teams just start slow. You see them finally playing like they're capable of, but they're already down 100 points, and it's hard to make that late surge. But we did get a chance, I believe, to talk with both sides of this big best of 5 before the match. Let's kick it over to Jess.
Thanks, Maven. That's right. Yeah. And so first up from 100 Thieves, I caught up with Enable and, you know, first kind of opened up with asking about that win versus Heretics last night. I was like, man, you guys crushed them. He said, I don't know if I would say that. You know, it was a close game. He was very humble about it, but I could tell he was also very pleased about the win. He did say, you know, they're a top 2 team, so it really means a lot to us that we won. And he goes, I'm just more happy about the progress that we've made and the improvement more so than the actual win. That's the only thing that matters. And he said, he also added, you know, they boot camped out the Red Bull headquarters and they're just feeling really strong as a team. And I believe he said we're the most prepared we've ever been headed into Fort Worth. So they've got some big things coming, hopefully. Now, over on the other side, I caught up with Diabolic, and he is also just feeling really great about where they're at as a team. You know, of course, they certainly have had their struggles, and he didn't really go into specifics, but he said, you know, we've really brought our game back around, I believe was the phrase he used. He said, we're not worried about this match. I know 100 Thieves are doing really well, and they're a great team, but we're just not worried. You know, we haven't let it kind of intimidate us at all. And he said it's just all been uphill lately, and it's all uphill from here. He also talked, as a lot of other teams have, about the great practice that they're getting just screaming against teams on LAN. He said, you know, it's a lot harder to get away with mistakes here at the Pro League. They're just every single little mistake you make just instantly gets picked apart, so it's way different than the practice we've had online. So we'll see how the rest of the series goes. I'm going to kick it back over to the casters.
Thank you so much, Jess. And yeah, talking about kind of little mistakes. Yeah, we've seen that across game modes, obviously, but I think Search and Destroy is maybe where it's been the most obvious when you talk about 100 Thieves or even Enigma6 up until about the past week. Those little mistakes have really been costing, whether it's been playing man advantage positions poorly. That's what I'm really looking forward to see how these guys improve across the board. For E6, I mean, their improvements in Search are part of the reasons they're looking at back-to-back wins.
Sure is, and I mean, it's really just brought to by Kismet, right? Like just the first bloods that he finds across the map. And we saw how their game has developed throughout these last couple of weeks where it just felt like he was off on his own, and then players started to play with him. It's almost just like, hey, Kismet, what do you want to do? Someone's going to follow you. We'll at least trade the kill, so at least make it a 4 versus 4. But as Diabolic said, I mean, land practice, it certainly helps against the best teams in the world. I think he's right. You notice when you mess up, you know, especially on like a hard point rotation or something in control. You just kind of sit there and you're like, yeah, that one's on me, because one little mistake, one gunfight loss, and that could change the game.
And then on the 100 Thieves side, you know, Enable talking about how they feel the most prepared they've been. And this is a team where, you know, if you were talking for Fort Worth maybe a week or two ago, I don't know if they'd be on a list of teams that you thought could win the event. But are they on it for you now, Joe?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't know yet.
Okay, I was curious what your thoughts were. I think for me, I've seen enough that like they could do it. I mean, they're not my favorite by any means.
Okay,
but
they do?
I think they're on a list of people that could win the event, which I don't think I would have said that 2 weeks ago.
Could they do it? Yes.
Well, I think it's great. Well, winning just solves so many issues, whether it's confidence for Kenny, which has probably been a problem with him just with the way he's been playing versus form last year. And then you have a lot of big personalities on the team, whether it's Kenny, Slasher, Enable. Like, there are a lot of big personalities that want to take control of situations. And when you win, it kind of silences those voices, makes it more of a team voice. And I don't know, they're a scary team in a form you don't want to see if you're their opposition heading towards Fort Worth.
And that's why I think the addition of, we talk about Priest, but I think bringing Coach, Crowder over, like, he'll take care of those big personalities.
Okay.
Like, hey, man, just do this, right? And I think you could tell, obviously, their preparation deals with him, just helping these guys out, getting them in the same room, watching VODs. I mean, there's still teams who watch VODs by themselves. Like, you have to watch it together, just figure things out.
Well, we talked about 100 Thieves First Blood. They've been so good at doing the hard part. It's been the mid-round that at times has been a struggle for them. So they get the hard step done, they get the first blood, now they follow it up, they line up pushing out of Rock. One player remaining, it's just Kismet, and he's the hell out of there.
Yeah, Kenny and Priest, I believe, was top hallway, and, well, they just knew they were inside Rock. He had Enable watching over the B-bomb. Kismet's like, can I please get out of this place? Can I get out of the map?
There he finds a spot to get out.
But they just set up the trap at the B side. I mean, the only place E6 might have been able to go was all the way back to their base, but they would have wasted so much time. They tried to go through top hallway, through one little door, and you're going to see Kenny here with an ICR. He has Priesta to his right, and yeah, you see the crossfire that comes in. That is just a trap and a half.
Yeah, he just gets slaughtered trying to funnel in from Rock. So great opening round from 100 Thieves. Now let's see if E6 can maybe answer. They're going to be on defense. We'll go to General's POV. He's going to be the lone man at A. What information can he get out with his life? He's been stunned. Doesn't have tac mass, so he's stunned for what seems to be an hour. Has to back up all the way to Shed. So the good thing for him is he'll be alive, but no chance to maybe get a pick as the bomb will get planted. And now it's going to be a 5-on-5 retake for Enigma6. This U position on the map so big when pushing towards A. It can be difficult to defend. It can be hard to break through at times. That's a good opening, though, with the cluster coming in. Yeah. Well, they realize Kenny's in the corner. They read that like a book, and now a 5v3 on the retake. Good opening in U from Enigma6. You still have Slasher set up at fences, but he's going to get flanked. It's all going to fall to Priesta now in a 1v3. Now, I was going to say nice shots at a Priesta, but I don't know if he was fully healed up when he took the gunfight or he just got beamed. But he drops, and that just all starts at you. You know, if you've been playing League play, if you've been in that spot, you get that plant there, and that's a stressful spot of the map.
Well, that reminded me of a round we would see a lot last year. Just do the equipment, right? Just do the amount of nades that were on the map. That just starts with a cluster, right? Like Diabolic finds the nade kill, and after that, they have the man advantage, and they run away with it.
Well, and you saw the ability of 100 Thieves Crossfire in the last round. They had it set up there to deal with you, but as soon as that cluster gets in, the Crossfire is gone. They sniff out Kenny, and they're able to get in. And yeah, I don't know if Kenny had a chance to reposition maybe, but That's just a tough spot to be in when you see your teammate drop. You're just kind of hoping they guess wrong. So this looks to be like they want to show nothing at A. They're playing it very slowly, showing a presence towards the B site.
So once again, you just have a lot of pressure time. Like Priest is like, I don't really know where they are. He does spot one towards that back lobby and a drop down towards Seeker. Just try to stay alive, gets all that information, finds first blood, and yeah, Priest is just running around the halls like, I don't see anything, but I found a kill. And now he's going to find all of Enigma6. He finds an extra kill because they have to guess which corner he's in. General was turned. I thought if they double challenged that, they probably would have won the gunfight in a minute of 4 versus 4. But General was looking the other way.
Well, that's what's tough when you do those kind of slow pushes where you want to maybe do a fake and a push. You give away so much map position, and he's just able to basically dance around this central mansion until he finds the pick. It's nice timing in secret, but now...
Even now, like, they're
25
going
seconds.
all the way back towards A. Octane set up, like, nobody's moved off 100 Thieves. They're not being faked out at all. Kenny finds a kill. Octane gonna find another one. Almost finds them both. Frosty able to win that, but he's got 10 seconds remaining, and 100 Thieves just very patient. They don't try to, like, overstack a site when they gain a little bit of information. They play that beautifully.
And again, I think that was a criticism of them maybe a week ago. You know, when they get that man advantage, they maybe I was talking to Slasher. He's like, our comms get real frantic. Like we're just making plays we don't need to. People getting anxious maybe. So yeah, when you see them just kind of holding their spots, maybe that's something they weren't doing very well a week ago. But now calming it down, playing it well, and E6 didn't have much of a chance in that round after Priest found 2. But we'll see if maybe they can change anything on offense, because at least for the E6 offense, it hasn't looked good. I mean, the defense has been there obviously from 100 Thieves, but
well, they've thrown two different looks. A very fast B where they just got trapped and they got first blooded, and then a slow round. But when you, as we talked about, when you give up that much map control, 100 Thieves just took advantage of it. And 100 Thieves is going very far outside water. You see Slasher and Kenny trying to go all the way around. Well, this is going to give them so much position towards B. Basically, that player's going to go towards the bomb. It's going to spot out Kismet. Oh, but Kenny get taken down. But it doesn't matter. Slasher, it's just going to be so annoying for E6 to deal with.
Yeah, I didn't see what that looked like from Kenny's POV, but I feel like if I'm Slasher, it's like, stay up. Just don't die in this situation. I'm going to have your kill in a second. Just play your life.
And now E6 thinks that he's still back here. He's still in the boathouse or in the water, just got away for his life. They're wasting so much time trying to find Slasher. And, well, he's going to find Cade. Priesta finds one. He's just wasting time, wins the gunfight. And now it's a 2 versus 3 as Priesta finds his second as well.
By the time they pick up Slasher, there's 20 seconds remaining on the clock. His 100-kilometer swim that he had early in the round absolutely paid dividends as he ends up getting 2 kills and bleeding a lot of time off the clock. But a nice offensive round. 400 Thieves.
Well, it's different, right? Because in multiplayer, when you're in the water, you don't just drown over a certain time. Your health bar drains. So you can just pop your stim and keep going. Where, like, Blackout, you're just dead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you saw him. I think he got knocked down like 130,
yeah.
25, something like that. Just healed through it. We'll have to see on the next defense if maybe E6 change something up to maybe deal with that deep water flank. But so far, so good for 100 Thieves. Now enjoying a 2-round advantage. So we've seen, what, a B hit, a slow push, and now an all-out hit towards A. Octane just looking for information right now, top hall. Now we spotted one. And you see all those red arrows just immediately rotating over. Bomb planted, 5v5 retake. Now we saw Enigma6 in this position. They were able to get in through you behind a cluster grenade. How do 100 Thieves try to attack this? They're not even going to deal with mid-map and you. It looks like they're going to send one on the flank.
I think they have 2 on the flank. You have Cade behind the well, and you have another player close. But Slasher finds a first blood on the Kismet. Priest is just trying to buy time. 20 seconds now. Another cluster out of Diabolic, going to slow things down for Enable. But it's on Priest. Can he find a kill? Nice time stun out of Cade to find that kill. But hold on. Slasher, Enable, find kills. It's not over yet in a 2 versus 3. Octane trying to wallbang it. They have to get on the bomb and stick to the fuse. Does Cade get the kill? That should do it. Cade and Diabolic clutch on up for E6.
Cade gets the 1 kill that he absolutely has to. And I love that from Diabolic, too. Like, he's just saving the cluster for you. Like, whether it was an offense or defense, like, it's just a great spot to use it, right? There's nowhere to go.
Well, and the two players, Slasher and Octane, have ICRs. They're just sort of waiting for Enable to come out of Connect.
And it slows them down. You know, slows down 5 or so seconds, likely, for them to collapse, right? So that 3-pronged hit you're trying to build from Shed, Wall, and you.
Well, it's there. Like, if he has bullets there, they probably win the round. But he had to hit that reload on that jump up. It was close, though.
Got a little bit scary down the stretch, but by the time it got scary, there's, what, 10, 12 seconds on the clock. No choice but to try and hot bomb.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the cluster plus that stun that came in on Priest on the flank. That was beautifully timed from Enigma6.
So that's Enigma6 getting their first offensive round on the board. They've tried 3 different hits. That is where they find success. General, he got stunned last time he was in this position. This time it'll be trophy up. Now we saw Slasher make a play through water. This time it was Frosty maybe trying to counter that, and he gets caught.
Well, he's just trying to make the adjustment, right? Just trying to make sure nobody is in water. And so Priesta recognizes the situation. Hey, they're probably going to send someone here to counter it. Finds the first blood, but Kismet able to bring it back. But Priesta just goes on a long flank, just trying to slow things down as he finds 2 kills. And now you have Slasher with the War Machine. Diabolic trying to stay up. Slasher finds a kill.
Yeah, I think he's a kill off streaks now as well. Because even though they didn't win that last defensive round, he got a bunch of kills. I think he got 3 kills in that round.
But that's just 100 Thieves just playing off their previous round win, right? How is Enigma6 then going to counter that water strat towards that side? All right, they have to hit water. And Priest is just like, there's a good chance they're going to try and
push he was just sitting at that rock wall, basically waiting for that exact play. Either a push through the bomb site getting aggressive in the garage or somebody hopping out of water. Yeah, good heads-up play there from 100 Thieves. Yeah, Slasher is 50 off, so 9 and 3 from him. Great map thus far, but they still need to get 2 rounds on the board for the victory.
Him and Octane yesterday, now it's him and Priesta.
And now we've got really our fourth different hit out of Enigma6. They've got complete mid-map control and a presence towards B. Kenny, the lone man, just kind of playing safe on the backside in water.
You have to feel good if you're E6 right now. Just to say, you have Kismet and Diabolic bottom bar. That's such a strong position when you're attacking this B side. Kenny, though, is going to be the difference maker. Can he find a kill for 100 Thieves?
But they're so worried about Diabolic. They know he killed Slasher, and he's still roaming bottom bar. They're trying to isolate him before they make a move, and they're able to do just that. Octane and Priesta find kills. Stun in. Slam in, but that gets 2 teammates. I don't know what the communication is there. It may not end up punishing them. They're already on the bomb. They're on the bomb.
You gotta finish Priesta there, General. You just have to. That's the round win. That's a gunfight he wants back. You see Slasher smiling right there. I don't think he would have been if they lost that round.
No, 100
But yeah,
gave him a
Priesta's
chance.
gotta know, like, hey, I'm stunning and grab slamming. I mean, you literally saw it. And he's like, I'm going to stun this, and if there's somebody here,
it's weird, though, because, like, if they're all got 3 and hit, like, you don't even need the grab slam. Then if you hit the stun, all 3 are overwhelming him. You can just trade. Well, or if you're going to go for it.
He doesn't know if they're in both corners.
Yeah, but make sure your teammates aren't funneling him behind you.
Well, that's on them.
Yeah. It just seems like, I don't know. We can't hear their comms, so I don't know if it was Priesta not communicating it well or them hearing it, just not listening. I'm not entirely
well, I'm sure the play was, I'm going to stun. If I hit him, grab slam. Like, just stay away from the door. Yeah. They still win, though.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier to smile about. So 5-2 the round count now. 200 Thieves. Octane just holding the open side of the hallway. Wall bang in, had FMJ, just couldn't finish it. Now Slasher's gonna try for this again. This time he gets spotted. Kismet was the first kill he picked up the last time he went for this push.
But look what it does to the bomb site, right? Nobody's watching over the B site from Enigma6. This should be a free bomb plant for 100 Thieves. It will be.
And this time they sent 2 kind of deep through water, but Kenny's gotten out and set up, but Diabolic.
They 4 went right through that connector. 4 of them went top hallway and just flooded through the doorway. They knew they were weak somewhere, and they called the right strike. Great adjustment out of Enigma.
And they don't get the bomb plant in.
Nope.
Under 30 seconds on the clock. They got to think about what they want to do with the bomb. Going to go ahead and try to plant it. Priesta is here, and Priesta wins a massive one-on-one to allow them to get the plant. Kenny slides out. And they don't even try to stick. I thought he was going to plant it behind it when Priesta was getting the kill, but they don't go for the plant. So now 2v2, 13 seconds on the clock. They have bomb. They just try to grab it and run, and they get picked apart.
That was.
I thought Octane, didn't he start to plan it when we switched to Priest's to the POV of the Enigma6 player in Hall? I thought he started to plant it.
I don't know why they didn't, especially after Priesta gets a kill. It's a 3 versus 3 right there. So this is what happened. You'll see Diabolic. So Octane was dead, but you'll see Diabolic just finds a couple of kills because nobody was watching that top hallway.
Oh, to see he kill him right before Priest actually made that push?
No, that was earlier in the round.
Oh, okay, sorry. Who was planning?
I think it was Kenny.
Oh, okay, that's what had me confused then. I saw that, I was like, that's not how I remember that situation at all.
Nah, I mean, you had a 3v3. I think you could have just had Priest to sit there and watch the doorway.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just worried they were still on their side. But now Diabolic War Machine out, not going to find anything. Got 1 shot left. Maybe it's a direct impact off. Doesn't do so. Octane able to find 2 on the flank. Vision Pulse is used, but it's a 4 versus 2. Doesn't even matter at this point.
Priesta, what a game he has had. 17 now on the board. He continues to take over for this squad in every single mode. Will he get the final one? He sure as hell will. 18-5 from Priesta. He is special, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people like sort of questioning the decision after the Pro League qualifier. Like, are you sure he was really that good at the Pro League qualifier? And it's like, yeah, the guy from day 1 to day 3 ran one of the best to a best ICR. The guy was doing it all.
No, I definitely 100% got a couple tweets. Like, you guys are gassing him up way too much. And I was like, all right, we'll see. Well,
it's good.
If you've been using your eyes, he is sensational. Him and Slasher put on a clinic there in game 2, and it's a 2-0 lead. 400 Thieves. They are on a roll, going for 4 in a row. We'll be right back after this quick break. Priesta and 100 Thieves have been sensational, and they've got a 2-0 edge in this series. Now the question, can Enigma6 bounce back, or will the 100 Thieves keep on rolling? How do they get it done in control? How does E6 bring this back?
This is going to be tough, I'll tell you that. Like, I mean, first and foremost, you have to try to keep up with the slaying of 100 Thieves, which is very tough, especially the way that, you know, Priest and Slasher have been playing throughout this series. And then at any moment, you have to deal with guys like Kenny and Octane. So tough to start with, but I didn't see the control map. But I mean, for Enigma6, so we're going to your lock.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, 100 Thieves owes like the FaZe organization a round of drinks or something, because them failing at the Pro League qualifier ended up being the damn best thing that's ever happened to 100 Thieves. I mean, we able to get Priesta. I guess that's true. Right now it's looking darn good.
They'd wants a trophy. You know he wants a trophy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter until he's got one.
Yeah, that's true. But a reminder on the score there between maps 1 and 2, but we will shift focus to Gridlock. Now for control, one of the modes that we usually talked really highly of 100 Thieves. Now they've had a couple of losses on that mode over the past week or so, but still one of the strong ones for sure. And we'll focus right on to this A zone. Priesta flying in, him and Kenny combined to pick up all the kills, and that is very quick control of A, and they're just going to send him forward to try and pick up the player spawning off of Enigma6.
Plus, Slasher finds a kill on the pinch, so there's hardly a pinch developing on the side of E6. They sent 2 towards that B side, and they're just hoping that the guys at A can stay long enough or come off spawn where they can really just trap 100 Thieves just inside their base, find a couple, or find 4 to 5 kills, and then set up at B.
They need A kill. They're their first ones come in. It was 30 to 24.
Because we've seen that more and more, right? Like, just let the team have that A side, and then when they try to leave it, we'll get all the kills, because they have to flood out a couple of doorways, and that'll basically tie things up, and then we'll just have to defend B. So A will be captured. Cade in general gonna slow things down. A couple of ICRs out on the Enigma6 side. Well, now things slowing down for E6.
Well, they're able to pick up General, but I think it's Diabolic that's rolling right into back alley. So now E6 have to deal with defense on 2 fronts. They're dealing with the push through showers and also towards office. Diabolic doing a good job staying up. They have to focus him before they can really make a play. So even though his teammates are dying in the back, not a huge deal, as the full squad of 100 Thieves can't begin to pounce until they rid Diabolic out of the 2-story here. And he's just playing out on the roof, trying to be sneaky. Another kill, and finally he will get cleaned up. What damage can Enable do to the back line? I thought he was going to get a second there for a moment, but he will be cut down. So at least for now, it's going to be 100 Thieves funneling through the front. It's 16-15 in lives. I mean, Enigma6 have brought it nearly square.
Nice shots on it, Kenny, to find a couple of kills. Octane now in a position where he can just wreak havoc with this ICR on the street. Cade in an interesting position, all the way in the back. You see Cade just sort of peppering shots in on top of this truck, just trying to get Octane off that car. Now he's going to move on up, but it's just contest back and forth. The 100 Thieves, they have the position they want. Cade, the bullets aren't there. They don't connect. Kenny finds 3.
Kenny, a big part of why they've been able to open up the front line of Enigma6. Now Enable's gotten into post, where this can be such an annoying position to deal with if you're coming off spawn and trying to find a foothold back in the zone. 2 ticks about to be in. 9-3 the life advantage. 100 Thieves should be good, barring some sort of miracle out of Enigma6. It's 1v8 now for Kismet. He's weak inside of Sushi, and able to finish the deed. But yeah, I know obviously that round extended quite a bit, but you just can't get 5 players smoked off the break on both sides of the map and A basically go down uncontested.
You all right?
Yeah, I almost tripped over my cable. These cables are tricky things, Joe. I thought I ripped it out for a second and then I wouldn't have audio, but I'm still good. God.
No, but a great first attack round from 100 Thieves. But yeah, I mean, the start was great, but it just felt like Enigma6 could never get the setup that they wanted. Like, there was always a gun for the 2 that was going 100 Thieves' way. So on that flank, they couldn't get set up. Then they go for that front push, and that was when Kenny finds 3. Like, you had to be able to trade those kills.
Yeah, it just felt like at least for a minute and a half there was always a presence from 100 Thieves kind of on the flank towards their spawn. But by the time they got that cleared out, there was just too much of a presence pushing the front. It's going to be an opening B hit from Enigma6. Only one player there from 100 Thieves, so they're going to get right in. How much damage can they do to the objective is the question at this point. Very close to getting a second. There's the second bit of progress at B. 100 Thieves don't want to give this up. It's Enable trying to make a play, but he's going to get picked from Sushi. And they lose that immediately. Great opening push from Enigma6, similar to what we saw from 100 Thieves, just on the opposite side of the map. They find a lot of success.
Yeah, Octane there, when he set up towards that B side, you're just hoping maybe he can find one kill so that maybe that progress goes a little bit slower, gives your team an opportunity to sort of set up, group up, and win the numbers game. But that didn't happen. They found Octane very quick. Well, you saw Kismet get set up, but now we've seen it a couple of times with 100 Thieves hang on towards this A side. It is very difficult to deal with.
We haven't seen it many times at all.
Slasher found a couple of kills, cluster in, doesn't find much. Let's see, Issei's just going to try to slide on in, starting with Kismet. Just hits behind the wall, but Octane finds a 2. And well, while trying to deal with the trophy, Octane, Kenny, kill everything.
I think Octane ended up getting 4. Wiped out 4 players there with the ICR. So the first hold is done, and he's just going to pop the Tempest out immediately. This will help deal with attack 5 if he can connect on his shots, because that's coming in early from E6. He's just barely able to get away with his life. He's got to play this smart because the pressure's coming, and 2 teammates already down. Priesta trying to hit around the flank. The added HP isn't going to be enough for Kismet to take that gunfight. And Priesta's play there keeps him alive, because I think 100 Thieves were I think they were 3 down. They had 2 players really there. Priesta doesn't go off, and you get set up in the zone. Enigma6 probably gets a tick, maybe 2, and pushes back that line 100 Thieves.
Yeah, and you saw that Tempest out of Octane. The reason was he was 350 away from streak. So if he hits a couple of shots, he earns those streaks. We've seen that more and more where, you know what, you're at a part of a round where you're close to streaks, you have one of those weapons, you just go for it. Maybe those could turn into a lightning, a hellstorm.
Well, now it's tough for Enigma6. Is the best idea to break is obviously have some kind of presence towards hole or towards that back garden. Try to hit from 2 angles, but now with this much time on the clock, you can't. Like, you just kind of have to bash your head in, try to make a play. Well, they actually are sitting one around. I didn't think they were with this little time remaining.
Well, I think Frosty sort of had to. Once a couple of players go down, right, from that War Machine out of Slasher as he invests that.
So the stagger kind of forces him to there.
Yeah, he's kind of just like, well, I guess I'll go on a flank. Frosty gonna find one. Here comes that pinch. What else can he find? It's not from him. It's from General and Cade. So 2 versus 2 now on this hill. Kenny finds 2. Can he find the 3rd? He's just buying time. That's all he has to do. Heads up play from Kenny. It's 11-5 in terms of the lives. And well, he's just gonna stay up inside showers.
I think both, yeah, it's just a one-on-one in there. Both teams just waiting on the reinforcements to come. Now they're here. Kenny and Priesta connect. But it's answered swiftly by the E6 side. Unfortunately for them, only 2 lives remaining. It's going to be just Cade now and Frosty. Frosty falls, and Octane, he gets the final 2, and he was a big part of why they thwarted the first couple of pushes. I did like the patience out of E6. I thought when there's 30 seconds left, they were just going to, I don't know, just be like, hey, it's 30 seconds, we're just going to go.
Well,
just sort of flood the front, flood the front.
I think Frosty was the last guy off spawn. So he was just sort of sitting outside of their small room. And while Slasher pops War Machine to go off, he's kind of just like, well, I guess I'll switch it up.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's that or I stand here and wait, right?
One player did go down from 100 Thieves, so maybe he's just thinking, I'll spawn kill him, and then we'll have a 5 versus 4 inside that site.
2-0 up for 100 Thieves and 2 up in the series as well. This could be the final round. Each team has found a lot of success on the opening offense and getting a point very quickly. Diabolic uses War Machine early to deal with any aggression towards B. The reinforcement's already here, but it's still 100 Thieves finding the kills, even on their teammates in some capacity.
It's fine though, Chiz. For Enigma6, they found about 2 kills, plus with the team kill, that was 3. So the progress isn't going to go up too quick. That'll allow them an opportunity to regroup, find these kills. There's just 1 player left. I was going to say, I thought Octane was there. But while this happened, the other 2 players off spawn from 100 Thieves just went to the other side. They have a ticket A.
Yeah, you're going to get at least 2 at A, maybe even finish A. I'm just trying to see if E6 is going to set up for a trap.
They might not. Yeah, they might just, again, sort of play these exit kills. Just take the life advantage as 100 Thieves tries to push on out.
It's not much of one. It's not much of one at all. We're all square at 23-23. A will get wrapped up. It's just 1 player sitting inside and Priesta. The rest of the teammates will fan out. and try to just layer the map and push back the defensive setup of Enigma6. They pick up Frosty at mid. General, this is like we saw in their last defensive round, just kind of set up, trying to put in damage off spawn.
So you have Grav Slam on both sides. They give up A. They're very well set up for this B hit. You see 3 players on 100 Thieves going all the way around. Slasher does find one. Here comes the back gun fights. And well, it goes the way 100 Thieves. Diabolic, though, ties things up, but now he has to focus on the front. So the good thing for Slasher and 100 Thieves, while they don't have to worry really just about the pressure at the front, right? They could sort of regroup, but immediately they go right back to the flank. I thought they'd just try to flood on in. Get Priesta inside Sushi, use that Grav Slam.
Yeah, I think they have just so much time. They're thinking we've got nearly 2 minutes on the clock to work with. Let's really set up a slow build up here and try to pick them apart one by one. Kenny keeps tagging Frosty, but hasn't been able to finish him. It's actually Slasher that finds the opening kill. He's going to get that through the front. Hasn't been traded out yet. Kenny gets one on the other side. Now it's Cade coming off a spawn.
Priesta, if he's able to get through there, maybe he could just get on that site, use that Grav Slam. But now 100 Thieves from the front, Slasher and co. able to find those kills.
And
E6 has to go.
Kenny's had a couple of huge wins inside a post. They're losing it. They've lost it. It's a 3-0 for 100 Thieves.
Wow.
As everybody had their moments, but Kenny there at the end inside a post. I mean, he just makes sure the reinforcements can't funnel in and get a different angle, so the ICRs are just locking them down. I think he gets 3 in post to close it out. But that was just a clean series across all 3 game modes from 100 Thieves. That's what back-to-back 3-0s, 4 series in a row.
And again, I think people probably would have said, yeah, 100 Thieves is the favorite coming into this series, but what we've seen from E6 has been impressive. Like, they've won series, they've beat some solid teams, and they've continued to get better, right? So they've continued to improve, and it just felt like in this one, they just, I don't know, it just felt like the guns weren't there, right? Their stars didn't step up. They were completely outslayed in all 3 modes.
Well, 100 Thieves getting scarier and scarier at the right time. They're clicking when it matters. As we're getting ready to head to our next major.
Big thing for Division B, though. Again, we're still playing on that old patch. They got to go home, try to get it as much practice as they can.
That's true, that's true. I've been playing a lot with Slasher. I know he's had some experience.
Where's
on it,
good luck
still,
charm?
Yeah, still a lot to do, that's for sure. But a great win from 100 Thieves. One more series left. It's coming up next.
And there we have it, a pretty 3-0 sweep from 100 Thieves to end out Division B 5-2, sitting there kind of like, ain't no thing. Your desk is back. Nameless, Chance joining us now, and Study. Chance, I want to go to you first. How often do you see a roster swap like Priesta that is this impactful?
That's a great question. Like in the past, we used to see roster changes all the time. Like after an event, every single team would swap, but and sometimes it would work well, sometimes not, 50-50. Nowadays, it seems like it's a lot tougher to kind of find that fit because you can't always get the guy you're looking for, so you don't have as much at your disposal. Luckily for 100 Thieves, Priesta happened to not make the Pro League originally, and clearly is one of the best pickups you could have. I'm trying to think. In the past, the only good roster change we have is like you drop Nameless and then you go on to win like champs. So occasionally you get some good ones.
They dropped 2 players.
Yeah, but I mean, who was the bigger impact?
I won 2 events.
Yeah, you dropped me. I win the next event.
It happens all the time though. Like back when I played, we used to, make roster changes all the time. Sometimes you make one change for one guy. I think what you said kind of in the middle of that was the most important, where it's like you can't always get the player you really want. And FaZe being one of the bigger teams that didn't qualify for the league, that's not going to happen too often. So a player like Priesta hitting the market doesn't really happen too often at all. So they realized and they jumped right on it, and it was a perfect fit. He fits his team perfectly. He played amazing throughout the entire series, and I gotta say, this 100 Thieves roster from top to bottom, every game mode, they have so much discipline. They know exactly what they're doing. They look so much different from the previous iteration of this roster, and it's amazing to watch these guys play. Like this, in this clip right here, previous to this, it was when General's playing for his streaks, right? He doesn't end up getting them, and then they get like 50, 60 points on this middle hill. And going on to the rotation, Priesta actually uses this grab spike to pick up a kill or 2, and then the rest of the players on 100 Thieves decide to go around the back of that Lambo and pinch these guys out to get spawns for it. And then right here, you see them, they get these kills, they get inside Lambo, and they build about a 110-point lead, which pretty much shuts this game out. Whereas in the beginning, it was like 80 to 60, 100 Thieves, and then they went on that huge streak going from middle to Lambo. Kind of the last minute and a half is where they blew this game open, and it was just fantastic plays on every single player, knowing exactly what they want to do, the exact route they want to take, and how they want to hold.
I feel like 100 Thieves at this point are just so comfortable with each other. Like you could just tell, like the score, no one is like completely slaying or anything. Everyone across the board is just consistently doing what they need to do, and it looked amazing on the side. I remember it was one time where Octane was going for the pinch around, and then they 4 hit the top hallway and just waited patiently for Octane to go in there and get his first kill, and then eventually hit it. I just feel like they're just connecting on all levels right now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about the, sorry, just to cut you off, about the first hard point. It's not just Priesta that went like 26-17. It's they had a 120-point lead, and they were only up like +6 or +7 in the kills. Like they figured out a way to play a game, and there's some extra factor there that's not Priesta that has helped them get this good at certain game modes.
I think it's Crowder.
Yeah. So I was just about to bring that up, and I kind of want yours and Chance's opinions on this. We've talked about Priesta and everyone else stepping up, but Crowder coming in as their coach seems to have made a difference as well.
Yeah, Crowder is just an unbelievable player and coach. I remember I won my first championship with the guy. I know how intelligent and how smart of a player he is. He might not have had always the greatest gun skill, but his brain was literally the greatest thing ever invented, including with like Rambo Ray and stuff like that. But you could just tell, man, it's just the discipline, the fundamentals in hardpoint is just back and forth.
The greatest thing ever created was Crowder's brain.
No, it's probably Rambo Ray. To me, Rambo Ray. Guaranteed.
I will say, I will give Crowder some credit.
Yeah.
I think he definitely is a great coach. He's a smart, intelligent player, and he's won a lot of championships, brings a lot to the team. I think the change of having Priest on the team is allowing these guys to identify themselves in the map. It's making them play better. I don't think any of these guys didn't know what was going on before on the last team. I think they knew how to play the game, but the roles weren't working. And now they have a guy who is a true SOG, and it's allowing everybody to play their role to the best, way that they should. We're seeing Octane play a lot better, Slasher play a lot better. The roles make more sense. It's going to look like they know what they're doing. And I think that sort of translates to the gameplay, just the role swap.
Now, the ghost of Pac-Man past is still tweeting at us about what's going on here. We want to bring that up, of course, saying, I wish we got to see this version of 100T versus Splice and E United last week. Not to say they'd win either of those rematches, but clearly 100T isn't the same team as last week, which is true.
That's 100% correct. Well, obviously, they went through the practice area where they needed to just focus up and realize what they needed to do. In the beginning last week, they were losing hard points, losing a couple S&Ds, and just now just learning, going back and watching VODs, realizing what we need to do as a team, being in certain positions. Like, that is what 100 Thieves is doing really good right now. They're just connecting on all levels.
Their search wasn't that great like last week or even up until today. And I mean, Priestahh just
He had
went
18.
Super Saiyan mode, like 18 kills. Just there's not much you can do. Like we saw E6, they're trying to play together. That was my biggest thing, was they were solo pushing. They tried to play together today in the search, but unfortunately there was a Priestahh on the map, and he shut it down from the get-go.
Chance, is there ever a situation where you can see someone like 100 Thieves warming up so well, and then there's a meta change, perhaps, a patch, and then it falls off?
No, actually I don't, just because I think any of the players you have in the team are going to be versatile, right? Like if it becomes a 3 ICR meta, they got Slasher in the back pocket and someone can make the switch. It becomes 4 SOG, like eventually someone can make the switch. Yeah, Enable's there to make the switch. So you have at least 3 guys on the team. No, you got 4 guys on the team that I could feasibly see being like a flex player. So they're probably one of the better teams in the game that, should there be some sort of crazy meta change, that like they'll be suited for it.
I mean, yeah, they have Priestahh. He ran every role. Slasher,
That's true. Very flexible.
Slasher thinks he can run any role as long as it's an AR. And you have Enable, who's ran every role. This team's fine for any meta change going forward.
We do have one more match for you today to close out Division B, and that is going to be EU